Welcome back to Steel Legion, you beautiful people. So the orcs are starting to multiply quite a lot, and we still have the orc rock here, which is now kicking out a whole bunch of orc tunnels. More orc tunnels, the more orcs there are going to be. And as soon as they have started tunneling this way, I think we're going to have to start reinforcing the walls. And then I also think if we go across here and to there, then they shouldn't be able to come into these areas and hide. That's what I'm thinking. Whether or not it will work or not, I am not too sure. But we are going to have to deal with those orcs at some point. I think letting them grow in number for a while is not a bad shout. But then again, they can't really do anything to defend us because, well, they are pinned in here. And if they're pinned in, they can't do too much other than try to tunnel towards us. Now, this kill zone definitely is not designed to fight from the north. If anything comes through this section, we have auto cannons able to fire, we've got machine gun turrets, we have a kill zone set. Not really a kill zone, but a defensive line. But that being said, over here, they come in. This machine gun turret's going to be able to shoot it through, that auto cannon's going to be able to shoot it through. But if they start moving in, we got a bunch of turrets that cannot shoot back at them. So I guess we have to do a little bit of work on this. So what I'm thinking is we shore up these defenses. So we're going to have the wall across there like we said earlier. Then we are going to reinforce this wall along here. Also, we'll make it less likely for something to tunnel through this section, which right now is actually super unlikely. We do have a power line there that hasn't been put in, so that means this turret is not active. Still will deter sappers, but details, let's get it so it is actually in the situation where it can fire. We've got these turrets here against this wall there, so hopefully nothing should come through that way. Autocannon should be able to cover this wall, so this should deter sappers. Then also what we want to do is, in this episode, we want to get this secondary kill zone in here done. We've been on about it for a while, but we just have not got round to it. And then also we need our little rat run into this section as well, so that we can get onto this part of the map. Because sieges and mechanoid clusters seem to land in here. We need to be in a situation where we can go out and sally and attack them instead of having to wait for these artillery pieces to actually hit anything. They're not bad, but if you saw last episode, it was like 120 artillery rounds. We launched that one psychic ship and nothing happened. Well, it did happen. It went down pretty low, but it got destroyed by some rhinoceroses and friendly fire. But yeah, so artillery's good, but you can't rely on it, so maybe we need a situation or an ability to get out onto this side of the map nice and quick. Other side is, once we take this area down, for whatever's there, it just makes looting quicker. But these orcs have started tunneling this way, which obviously is a problem. We don't want them tunneling into the base. Now, this orc rock, I do not know if this orc rock is going to be the same one as we found earlier on in the series, that was like down here. Or if it's going to be like the one that we were fighting in the Orcs of Gork and Mork, which then when it opened, like 40 odd orcs came pouring out. 40 odd orcs come into this section. We do not stand much of a chance. And some of them already have some pretty decent kit on them. So this is what, like a plasma death gun? Yeah, plasma death gun. 90 damage, and then also does 80 armor penetration. They do not need many orcs with those, and just from the splash damage, we would be done. So we're going to dig in, reinforce, and then get in a situation where we can actually take the fight to them. And maybe just maybe what is a good idea is we get the artillery going up now, start shelling this section and trying to creep this wall back, and then we aim for the orc rock. So when they spawn, they'll come around and attack our base. Or they might not spawn, but if they do spawn, we'd have a situation to actually defend ourselves, or we're done. Yeah, I think that is pretty much it. And I know this isn't a really done thing. So we are starting to put concrete into the kill zone, which normally is a massive no-go because the enemy moves quicker. But my plan on it is if we go and concrete the paths through the barbed wire, which is still a massive old maze, that hopefully will draw the enemy into where we want them, because as we've seen, they try to bunch up down here and push through this section, which means that these turrets on this side can't shoot them. Thinking if we put the concrete in here so everything moves a little bit quicker, then maybe the enemy will get drawn to this side. If they get drawn to this side, they get drawn onto the guns. Then by the time they're here, they will probably follow through and then down, which will then yet again lead them into our guys. And that's what I'm thinking. Hopefully that works, and this kill zone should work a little bit better. Also means there's going to be less cover because there's going to be less trees. We could just chop the trees down as well, I guess. That would work. But as for planting goats, we are still a little bit behind on it. Something needs to be done over here eventually. Trying to think what to do with it. Probably just some more cannons. Cannons seem to work pretty good. And then, like I said, we want a kill zone into this section here. Just so once this area falls, we have a secondary defensive point. Or as we saw earlier, when the bugs started pouring out, we would have a point to defend from. So I think the way it would probably work is it'd be recessed a little bit. Door here allows our guys to go in, have a couple turrets in there as well, and then force the enemies this way, and then they'd have to come up and around and then back before they can get to this kill zone. With that, we'd have more than enough time to disengage and get back as well, but also gives us another anchor point on our defensive line. Now, talking about anchor points, we do have this one here, but I think that we're probably going to need to get some more defenses actually within the base itself, because we are not defended from drops. We're defended from normal pathing and where we think the enemy will come from. But say if drops came in, then yeah, we don't have a massive amount to defend ourselves. And also, especially once the Pelican goes in, that is an extremely expensive piece of kit. And we don't want that getting lost randomly. So I think we'll make another bulkhead along here as well. And then we're also going to put in a makeshift, well, it's not going to be makeshift, it's going to be a proper hospital in the back here. So say if something goes wrong and we need to evac quick and the Pelican lands, we're going to be in the situation where we can actually heal our guys up. That is what we're thinking. Orcs are spreading. They're now up to 7 tunnels instead of the 5. And we have got orcs on the map. Soon we might be in a bit of trouble. Okay, change of plan. We are just going to shell the orcs. It's yeah, I don't think this skip is the greatest of ideas. It's a good one, but if we go into the world map, we are full of bugs. So we've got our artillery shells all just waiting on top of our base. Then we have a sun blocker over there that isn't in use anymore. Then we have this, which is like minus however many thousand seconds. Same as that, same as that, same as this. And yeah, we just got a whole bunch of stuff that's on the world map that is just like completely timed out, but for some reason it is not disappearing. Now I've got a feeling that if we send the skip out, then maybe, just maybe, the skip will get caught by the same thing and then get stuck in limbo. Which to me is not a good idea. Our colonists are very expensive. We can't afford to lose them. Artillery shells, we know what artillery does, and then we can just bomb that area there to oblivion. And with that being said, let's put everything on hold fire for the moment. Everyone's in position, and then we'll do some forced targeting. And plan's pretty simple. We are just going to shell this part to oblivion. If we can hit it, which you probably won't. That doesn't look good. Okay, well, we managed to get one hit on that. And maybe I was wrong. It looks like the orcs can get across the water. I thought they weren't going to be able to, but it looks like they are aggroing down onto us. We've got some decent hits in on them. So the whole idea of bombing this bit was to aggro the orcs round, but it looks like just shelling them worked pretty well. So let's change targets. And all we need to do now is just try to hit this rock. If we can take that out, that cuts off the orcs. No more orcs being spawned in, which would be, for us, quite a good thing because, well, we can take orcs if we're in our kill zone. But if they keep spawning and these tunnels keep going, well, there might end up being far too many for us to actually deal with. Okay, just thrown out there. It looks like I was right. 92 orcs. 92. Okay, yeah. Cool. I was right. This is what should have happened on the rock in like the first 2 episodes, but it didn't. And that's what I was worried about. 92. And they got some pretty decent guns and kit. We're going to get a whole bunch of scrap from it. And then also this set of orcs has nearly made its way around into our kill zone. And with that, let's get into defense position number 1, and let's have a proper shootout with the orcs. And it looks like a few of the orcs are interested in trying to beat through this wall here. Thankfully, it's dual skinned, so that's fine. If they try to come through this section, they probably won't, which means they'll probably end up coming through this wooden door, which for us ain't a massive issue, because the orcs still can't get to us, and by the time they do get to us, we can retreat back and go into this kill zone there. Still not ideal, but only means a couple orcs will be behind us. Some of them did get hit by artillery shells when we're still shooting, and along here we are doing a pretty good job of just blasting them apart. Yeah, not even mad, not even mad. Do need to find a way to get them spread out a little bit more along here, so maybe a couple like layers of sandbags, just so they split up a little bit more. AI prefers that, well the pathing does anyway, and it's also going to make them a lot easier to fight. In these big groups, we'll be fine. Turn the big cannon on so it can do some big boy damage. That was a massive group of orcs down. Sweet. So, we take from this, orcs are dangerous, but our kill zone's better. Yeah, I'm liking this. This is very good for us. And all it is now is just a mop-up exercise. Attacking walls and stuff. It doesn't look like they're going to achieve a massive amount. Okay, let's get everyone ready and start heading up this way. So we managed to cut off the retreating orcs, which is good for us. These were the ones that were like trying to sap through our defences, but we did just eat a death cannon round to the face. You got 2 conditions, but you're fine. No bleeding. You're bleeding in the left lung. Still got to get Guno a nose. Oh well, I would call that fairly successful. Shields have recharged, and now let's just go in and finish this off. Fairly easy, no orcs respawned. So just shoot down the hives and take out their rock. Cool. But if we know that like 92 orcs come out of the rock now, that is going to be a little bit concerning. For if another rock drops in, because our colony wealth is going up super quick. So we'll probably end up fighting hundreds of orcs at one point. Which I think kind of sounds quite fun. Ooh, we got a new termite coming in. Now I find termites quite fun because of the way that their AI works. Is they try to find a weak area in your base and then they basically just tunnel in a straight line. Which to me is actually like super entertaining. Whole different way of sapping. Now, it does mean they sometimes end up tunneling through things that you don't want them to tunnel through. So what I'm going to be interested in is seeing where this one goes, just so we can build some extra defences to stop it from happening. I don't think it's decided quite where it wants to go. Okay, going through this section. And then to where? Where is your master plan? Okay, we got our guys coming through. So let's pull everyone back for the moment. And Cowboy, you don't have a gun, buddy. Okay, you're off draft, and let's go give you... You can have an excellent hell gun. If you snipe the termite, though, then they go back to standard AI and pathing. But these reinforced walls do a pretty good job, so I'll probably be back in a couple minutes before it can actually tunnel anywhere. So all it's managed to achieve is tunneled a bit of this section out, and then it's going for these walls here, where we're just going to keep on shelling, and then push through into this section. And it looks like it probably is going to then from here try to carry on going up. We might as well just fight them out in the open, but we know they want to come through this section now. We could put a couple turrets in now, as soon as we know they'll do that. That also means when bugs come in, we would have some sort of defense against them. And then we can run the walls on the inside so the doors come out this way, machine gun turrets across, staggered into this section, autocannon in the back. And then that area is going to be pretty well defended against most things. But yeah, no, I do find termites super interesting. Early game, absolute nightmare to fight, because they could basically just bring centipedes right into the middle of your base, avoid all your kill zones. And when this gets to combat extended, I think termites are going to be a lot of fun. Only thing that might hold termites back in Combat Extended is the amount of ammunition they have. Because if they don't have a lot of ammunition, they can't really get anywhere. And it looks like it is happy just staying there. Right, we'll come in... Which way? I think we'll come across here. And then come in from the back. And then shoot them. So coming in from below. In this sort of knife fight, I think we might actually have a bigger advantage than the centipedes. Because we can go over here, we start shooting, then they kind of have to come through one at a time. So, Terror Mark 2, you're there, you're here, get an autocannon into the corner, and stalk, poke your head round and shoot them. Cool, 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 cool. Let's start getting some better positions. Okay, Terra, move back. You're right where everyone's going to be shooting. And yeah, they can't bring really all their numbers to bear, so they're coming through piecemeal, and they're just going to be easy to pick apart. Yeah, this works alright. Still, even with all of our kit, centipedes are nothing to sneeze at. Pikemen we can deal with. They just get absolutely shredded by the hell guns. Lancers get pretty much done straight away, but then again, Lancers are more than capable of trying to take us out. Ciphers we'll be able to deal with. Las Cannons super good against mechanoids. And there isn't too many of them, but still more than we want to take in an open fight. So you guys move this way. Everyone in this section seems to be able to shoot pretty good. And let's push through the top and see if we can start causing some damage. Okay, pull back. You've taken your shots. Things will be brought forward. And yeah, it looks like it's just going to be piecemeal trying to chip away at them. Right, right, right. Do we have an autocannon in this section? Okay, Georgetta, you got one. Start getting some hurt down on them. Okay, they're pushing through that way. We can't flank them. Let's just push in. Gun line so we don't accidentally shoot each other. Okay, easy fix. Cool. So I think what the plan is going to be is we go into security and we take a heavy machine gun. Actually, we'll start at the back and work forward. So we want an autocannon there. That's going to be the anchor. Granite walls, well, granite embrasures. We'll go there to there. Then coming off them, we'll go into security and then 2 heavy machine gun turrets. Just there and there. If they explode, yeah, they will cascade across. But they are pretty tough and going to be able to kick out a serious amount of firepower. As for doors, we don't need anything fancy, so granite door there and there will do. Then a granite door here, then reinforce that with a secondary wall behind it. And then on that one, we'll go a wooden door. And then clear that section out. Now, I believe we got power running through this section. Sort of, okay. Subsurface conduits will need to come along here. And then across and down. Cool. Then we also need to go and reinforce this section, seeing as we know they like to tunnel it. And then reinforce there so it doesn't keep chipping into the walls. And this here should be able to do a whole bunch of damage when bugs spawn in as well. Alright. The defences are improving. This could be fun. We have an extortion demand at Hades. The pigmen want us to pay them 66,444 silver. No, we are going to reject that straight up. And they can come and die against our kill zone. No problems with that. And how many of you are there? Okay, 98 humans. Considering we just done over 100 orcs, I don't think these guys are going to be super scary for some reason. Yeah, I don't have high expectations for your life expectancy. Cool. Now, something that we do need to do. Oh, maybe repair these walls at some point. Oh, that would suck if they went through there. Okay, they're aiming for the horseshoe pin. Yeah, something that we did want to do. We wanted to go security, And then we want to put some sandbags along like this. Just spread people out a little bit. And then I think just along there will do. And then something like that. And then let's go this way. Nothing fancy. But this will just pace people out. And if they're paced out, actually, that might be worse for us. I suggest you don't go that way, buddy. So yeah, they'll get split up, split up, split up. I think if we can split them up, their pathing is going to be a little bit better. Because they're going to be, well, yeah, more split up, so they're not going to group together. Now, grouping together isn't an issue for us. Pretty simply, just because we got some cannons that do very well against large groups of targets. But anything coming in is just going to get killed anyway. Okay, well, safe to say they are harder to hit than orcs, and also with all the smoke, it makes them a lot harder as well. So Killzone's doing what it needs to do. They're kind of taking different paths, and then as they push further and further in, we've got more things that can shoot them. Our guns will start shooting quicker as well. That was a good shot. Yeah, if this cannon can shoot into that group there will just be carnage. Let's zoom in a little bit, let's see what's actually happening. And I mean, they're trying. They've got some shields going down, but they're pushing through the shield, so it doesn't matter. Normally, shields are super good in kill zones because they deploy in the channel. But we're not using a channel as such. So yeah, they'll offer some protection, but not a massive amount. And we'll get a decent amount of loot from this. Nothing exceptional, but decent enough. And then actually, let's just go on to search and destroy. Let's see how many we can take down. And Gnu and Selma just slept through all of it. Casual. Yeah, no, they are long gone. No point chasing them down. So they need to come back through here, up and around, and then down. So I'm thinking we got a wooden door there, and this was, we did talk about putting a sally point in. So let's put plastic auto doors there, and then we'll go and chuck some granite reinforced wall there. Tell you what, we take this out, we put a granite reinforced embrasure there, which should stop sappers. To be fair, if sappers are going through that bit, they're in for a bad time anyway. And then we'll just put a military turret behind it, just as a little bit more of a discouragement. And then we should just be able to come out. We'll take these two bits of barbed wire out, and then yeah, we should be pretty much out in the kill zone straight on top of them. We do have some very fast legs. I think it is safe to say that we are ahead of the curve right now. So if we look towards the left here, we have just so many advanced bionic parts that yeah, every one of our people is soon to be a super soldier. So I was looking at Crocodile, and Crocodile seemed to be moving a little bit slow, not doing a massive amount. And then turned out that Crocodile didn't have as many bionic parts as they should have. So it only had 2 advanced bionic legs and then 2 bionic arms, which by itself would normally be pretty good. But for what we're doing, it was not good enough. So 2 advanced bionic arms went in, 2 advanced bionic ears, liver, heart, stomach, kidneys, now lungs. And then 2 multi-spectrum eyes are going in, and then the Neuro Hyperthreader. The Neuro Hyperthreader by itself is the single best bionic that we have. And also GNU is under the knife as well, because we are replacing his nose with the multi-analyzer. Now let's see what this does. Plant work speed plus 30%. Okay, that's really good, seeing as he is a planter. Animal tame chance plus 20%. Animal train chance plus 40%. That is not half bad. We'll probably need to give him green thumb as well, just so he works a bit quicker, because what we have now just done is we have put in 3 more hyper density hydroponic bays. So that means we're going to be able to get rid of this section over here, which is really good because, well, for what it does, it is not that great. It's decent. It did supply our needs for Devil Strand for a while, but we're going to need more. So one of these is going to be cotton. Then one of them is then going to be potatoes, and I think this one we'll have as a metal resource for the moment, just because we can And we also want to get rid of all of these other planting areas because, well, they're decent, but travel time, running to and fro and hauling, it all just seems a bit of a waste of time. So if we can just concentrate everything into one section, then logistically this is going to be a lot more efficient. We can also tunnel into the mountain a little bit and then get in another hydroponics in the bottom here. Not the, well, yeah, they are an incredibly efficient use of space. I was going to say, not the most efficient use of space, just be like, nah, it is. They are mentally good. Require a crazy amount of power. What's it like? 2,880. So, off 2 of these mechanoid power cells, we can only really power 3 hydroponics, because the 4th would take it over. So we are increasing the banks in the back here. We're going to need a few more going in, but once they're in, they are a very decent piece of kit. As for the Pelican, still short on the nutriamine because that keeps going into these sections over here. We keep buying it and it just keeps on going. We need 500 gold, which is still a fairly decent amount. But still, plastil's done. We're just waiting on gold and nutriamine. Silver, we can get that silver pretty easy. We are producing a lot of things that we can sell. So once it comes to it, we'll get rid of it. And I don't think the skips are going to work. And I also don't want to risk it because, like we said earlier, there is just so many bugs going on that I got a feeling the ship will go out and then just stay out of the map. Okay, so I have a plan. Now, my plans are never amazing and a lot of the time they go wrong. But we are going to start digging in once again. So we're reinforcing the walls across here. We're reinforcing the outer walls as well, just to try and discourage any sappers or anyone coming through. And then we'll extend the walls up across here, background and down. So this base is going to have a pretty thick armoured shell. So ideally everything will come to us from the south. This area here is now going to be tiled in. And then we're also adding in 1 more machine gun turret, just to deny anything the ability to come in and cause us any real issue. Because next episode, at the start of the episode, we are going to change over to Igor, which means we're going to get attacked every 3 days, which means lots of fighting, lots of deaths, and let's see if the Imperial Guard can hold. We do need an extra kill zone into this section because we've seen things will come through here pretty rapidly. We keep going on about it and we keep on not doing it because there is so much other stuff that we need to do before then. Most of the weak points of the base have been reinforced. Along here has been reinforced. These walls along here have been reinforced. This section has been built. This section is also now getting reinforced along here. We haven't had any problems with any sappers so far, but that does not mean that we're not going to. So that's been reinforced. Power lines, power supply has been increased. Resources coming in has been increased. We're going to start stripping out the farms. With no farms, everything is going to go there. It's going to happen a lot quicker. We're also increasing the size of the factory, so we're going to be able to produce even more nutriamine. Whether we are or not is going to be a different story, but we are going to give it a go. And then down here again, we have a whole bunch more multi-spectrum eyes, which means we're going to be able to see better. Because we can see better, we can shoot better, and because we can shoot better, things are going to die a lot quicker, which obviously for us, yet again, super good. And I think what we might do is the micro analyzer noses, because we've seen that they increase our ability to do plants, and with that means our planters are going to be able to get more work done quicker, which for us is going to be super good. Those are now out of nutriamine. That doesn't really matter too much. Walls are coming in, like we said. Production is going really well. We need some more resource plants. We also need more power. But I think that this is the point where we call the episode and then we start the next episode whilst fighting Igor. So thank you very much for watching the Steel Legion. I've been Konzi. All your likes, comments, sub support have been amazing. You guys are awesome, and I'll catch you on the next one.